What's up? It's EnigmaHood, and we're live, and we're streaming Brutal Doom. This game's awesome. I'll be right back. Just give me a second to share the stream. Okay, I'm back. Okay, let me just check things. Alright, so we're just gonna do episode 1. Well, we're only gonna do, what am I saying? We're doing Doom 1 tonight. I'll try to do as many episodes as I can. Alright. Yeah, this is Brutal Doom. It's a mod of regular Doom. This is by far the most popular mod of Doom of all time. And for good reason, it's very, very good. A little laggish. Yeah, it's a little laggish, but it's not too bad on my end. Please, okay. On the screen. Yeah, so they implemented a reload system to this game, into the mod. And some people don't like it, but I like it. You really can't stand it. There is a way to go back to a classic style. But in my opinion, like, that defeats the whole purpose of Brutal Doom. The whole purpose of Brutal Doom is that you play Brutal Doom. If you're not playing Brutal Doom, then you might as well just play classic Doom. Simple as that. Anything less is a waste of time. Secret, you gotta go back here. For the longest time I didn't know how to get all 100% secrets in episode 1. I rectified that mistake. Gotta love those combo attacks. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Oh yeah, I'd be remiss in not talking a little bit more about some of the other features. I'm using mouse look, which this game did not originally have, obviously. Brutal Doom utilizes mouse look so that you do more damage to enemies when you hit them in the head. Increase head damage. It's always useful. Okay. So there's a secret inside this room for that stupid guy. Backpack ammo. Okay, we should be getting the chain gun. Actually, not should. We will be getting the chain gun in just a second. So they upgraded the chain gun so that it behaves more like a real minigun. Original version, it wasn't too good in my opinion. I mean, it fired pistol ammunition, so I mean, I guess it's good in that sense, but it just never, compared to modern games or games that came out later, it just wasn't up to snuff, you know. Here's the new and improved chain gun. Chain gun is a misnomer. If you actually look at a real chain gun, looks nothing like this. What am I doing? I should save, right? Call this Twitch stream. Yeah, the reason why they call it a chain gun is because it actually used a real chain to cycle the weapon. The chain isn't like... The chain's like a bicycle chain. That's why they called it a chain gun. It uses an electric motor to... they use an electric motor to make a chain bicycle chain, basically. Cycle the weapon. And that's the best way I can describe it. So I don't know why they decided to call this a chain gun. I guess back in those days they didn't know much about weapons or anything like that. They just heard, oh, chain gun. Let's just call it that. Who cares? And it was before the days of the World Wide Web, so can't blame them too much. But the new Doom calls it a chain gun too, which is, well, whatever. Alright, let's go get the chainsaw. The chainsaw is located over here. You gotta shoot that wall. If you don't shoot that wall, you won't cover the secret. And here it is, in all its glory. The chainsaw. Let's bring it down. When I saw this for the first time, I was blown away by how cool it was to have a chainsaw. We should use it, shouldn't we? Yes, of course. This, in Brutal Doom you have an alternate attack, so you can actually swing that chainsaw. Wrong way, this way. Unfortunately, against these enemies, it's not the greatest weapon to use. Believe it or not, it's actually better against powerful enemies. Up close. Because you'll stun lock them. Against lots of small enemies, not very useful. Useful against a Tinky, though. Also, Brutal Doom gives you a mighty foot. Oh, hey, Chertka. Glad you can make it. How are you doing? Fuckers. How's everything going? We're out of armor, but that's okay. Alright, Toxin Refinery. All the episode 1 levels are pretty classic. So the explosive barrels in this game, they're even more devastating in Brutal Doom. So, like, they were pretty devastating in the original Doom, but they're even more so here. Grab some of this armor. Hey, Chertka. Hope everything's going well. What's new? Look at all these goons. Oh. Look at that guy on fire. I love that. Don't you love burning people alive, Chertka? I'll know about you. Oh, wait a minute. There's a secret over here. How do I get this? There it is. Okay. Yeah, you can burn people alive in this game. You're gonna be missing out on some of the monster weapons because they're not in this game. That's okay. Okay, no problem, Shurtka. Had a long day. Okay, so there's a secret in here. Let me see if I remember how to get it. Okay, here's the gold key. So there's a secret. How do I get it? I don't quite remember. Like one of these things would come down, but I think you have to. All right, never mind. I don't remember how to activate it. Oh well, it doesn't matter. So much for that secret. It allows you to go into here. I don't know how to do it. Like sometimes just walking over a certain place will activate the secret. I might come back there. You can even look down sights in this game. Switch to shoddy because we have a ton of ammo for it. Oh, that was close. Oh boy. Oh boy, damn it. Ugh. That happens sometimes. Germans are always honest and trustworthy if you have a contract. What are you talking about? What contracts do you speak of, Shurtka? Way too much damage there. Let me see. Let me go back. Here we go. Good. And here we go. Good. Perfect. Anything in here? Just a little bit of health. Okay, good. Perfect. Whoops. What about you? Let me quick save. No contract, no deal. I have no idea what you're talking about, Shurtka. What are you talking about? We were gonna stream StarCraft today, but I thought this would be better. Okay, let's save again. Unfortunately, there's no double-barreled shotgun in this game. It's too bad because I really like the double-barreled action. Shurtka, you're into the double-barreled action, I'm assuming? Everyone's into the double-barreled action. I think, yeah, you can look down sights a little bit, and there's not much. Goon squad. Let's chainsaw some guys up. Fuck. Yeah, ironically enough, the chainsaw is mostly good against the big demons. Like, a small amount of big demons it's best against. These smaller guys, better off just killing them with a chain gun. You can actually jump down here, build this thing up. But if you fall down the other end, like down there, you're screwed. Don't go down there. Okay, let me see if I can see the secret. Oh, there it is. I found it. Yeah, so it's like a floor trigger somewhere. How honest Germans are compared to other nations. Americans in comparison are honest and trustworthy if you are in their interest. No benefit, no deal. I see. Sure, you're kind of a weird guy sometimes. But that's okay. I like your quirkiness sometimes. Very quirky. Is it choppy at all? Unfortunately, it's just a little choppy on my end because of OBS. But it's not too bad. It's good? Okay, good. That's perfect. Where's the secret that I'm... There's like a secret somewhere. I miss it. Yeah, I keep hearing it. There's like there's a way to activate that so that a passageway opens up. Let me see. I think I got pretty much everything there is here, right? Oh well. That's okay. Yeah, you can get like a passageway to open up over here, and that takes you to a secret. But I can't remember how to activate it. It must be somewhere around here, I think. Anyway, whatever. Let's move on. Here's the exit. That actually might lead to a secret exit, now that I think about it, though. I do want to do the secret level, kind of. I hear something opening up. Alright, fuck it. Let's just go. Oh, wait, I found it. This is it. rockets. Good. Hey, good. We got a buddy. He's gonna help us kill things. The buddy is not in the original Doom, but he is in this. Did Grinda.exe have been too busy to try it out? Yeah, I haven't tried it out yet. I'll try to give it a shot later. Hopefully my PC can run it. My PC's a little slow. Actually, it's very slow. But I'll try to give it a shot later. Yeah. Okay. That's not the secret I was looking for, but that's okay. Let's move on. At least we got a buddy. Having a buddy helps. He has a minigun too. Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Sometimes even old things don't run well on this computer because this computer is, I mean, it's not just slow. Like, it does have a quad core, but that's useless for any games that don't utilize quad core architecture. So when it's running on a single processor, it is pretty slow, but we'll give it a shot. See how well it goes. When you have this weapon, there isn't a whole lot of reason to use any other weapon. Unless you run out of ammo. Uses one core, yeah. I kind of figured because older things only use one core. I mean, maybe there were some rare exceptions, but yeah. All right, let's see. We got the blue keys with the blue door. Yeah, it's over here, I think. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, this works. Look at all the blood. Look at that. Ammo. This works well up close. Oh, good. Now I can show off the melee system in this game. It switches to third person. That's awesome. Yeah. So this is enhanced music. Here we go. Spectres. Yeah, so the music has been enhanced. There's like a couple of different ways to enhance the music. This is just using like a PK3 file. Enhances it. The latest version of GZ Doom also supports like some inbuilt enhanced music, which is quite nice. Tried it out. There's reloading in this game. It can be a little annoying if you forget, but not all the weapons have reloading. The chain gun, no reloading. Okay. So, unlike other games, there is monster infighting in this game. It occurs whenever two enemies of a different species attack each other. But humans will attack each other, even though they're the same species. It's one of the novel features in Doom that really hasn't been done in pretty much any other game. Not many. I mean, a few exceptions like Heretic and Hexen, I'm sure they do that. But that uses the Doom engine anyway. Monster infighting is a Doom thing. Oops. Some more D-bags. Quake does it too, yeah, that's right. Quake does do it. Quake is another game I love. I did not like Quake 2. I don't know. Quake 2 is just... It wasn't even supposed to be Quake originally. They were going to call it something else. But then the name they wanted to call it was already used, so they just decided to call it Quake 2 for brand recognition. Which you might think is really lame. Quake 1 I love. I think it's fantastic. The level design in Quake 1 is amazing. To this day, not a lot of games, I don't know why they don't do this more often, have room above room. Like, Quake did true room above room. That's the one thing that Doom could not do, although, let me see, some of the latest mods and level packs can do some tricks to get some kind of pseudo room above room. Quake did true room above room. And it put it to really good effect. I mean, you can really tell just how much more complex and intricate the level design is. Love Quake 1 and 3 the most. 2 isn't that special. I agree completely. I really love Quake 3 as well. It's a very different game, but it's still a lot of fun. To this day, I think the graphics in that game are spectacular. To this day, it's an old game. I don't think I'm gonna survive this. Nope. Let's try this again. I'm using the wrong weapon, that's why I'm sucking so much over. When it comes to crowd control, accept no substitutes. Yeah, back in the day, I used to play Quake 3 and Unreal Tournament a lot. I'm sure you played that game as well, Trudka. It was so much fun. The graphics at the time were so good. And, like I said, they're still really good. But yeah, like the beauty of Quake 1 is just how intuitive the level design actually is. Like it's, I rarely get lost in that game. Oh, okay, there's a blue armor over there. Oops, no, come back, come back. Grab this. It's so intuitive, so good. And yeah, I still play it to this day. There are some graphical enhancers for it, so you can really improve it. It's called the Dark Side engine, or Darksiders engine, something like that. Together with the animate shaders and light mapping, it was a blast. Yeah. Are you talking about Quake 1 or Quake 3? Let's see. Quake 3 was so fast. Such a fast game. Quake 3. Yeah, looks great, plays great. They do have like some new versions. I don't know too much about it. There's something called Quake Champions or something, Championship. I don't know too much about it. There's also something called Quake Live, which is basically a modern port of Quake 3. So I might look into that later. Spectres are more annoying in Purple Doom, because you can't see them. You can only see the eyes. You can't one-shot them, because there's no double barrel. Quake 1 atmosphere, the morbid setting paired with the Nine Inch Nails soundtrack was epic. Changed my view on 3D gaming, for me, literally, yeah. Nine Inch Nails did the soundtrack, isn't that crazy? Trent Reznor, I believe his name is, lead guy. From what I understand, the reason why they did it was because they were huge fans of Doom. So they wanted to be involved in it. To pay homage to them, all the nail ammunition for your nail gun had NIN on it, 9 Inch Nails, as a reference to that. The gothic theme of that game is so cool. It's like kind of like a Lovecraftian gothic horror theme. Very cool. I like how it's different than the theme in Doom. I mean, if you think about it, Quake really is just an updated version of Doom. So if you love Doom, you'll love Quake. But I like how they changed the aesthetic so that it wasn't demons anymore. It was now like these gothic horror monsters. So the music, this, like I said, this is updated music, but the original music is still heavily inspired by real music. A lot of heavy metal. Those are the all the D-bags. Yeah, so I played a ton of Quake 1. I even played I beat one of the expansions. I didn't beat both of them. One of these days I need to go back and do that. Bitter metalheads. If you don't love metal, you aren't even allowed to clean toilets at id Software. Hey, I love metal. I guess I can clean the toilets at id Software. I'd love to work there, even if it's being the janitor. I can give them ideas on the next game. I have a lot. Head. There is another game called Rise of the Triad. Zach sometimes talks about it. It's actually the game that Joe Siegler, the only game that he worked on. I might play it one day, so we can compare and contrast it to a more superior game like Doom. Do I have the rocket launcher yet? We're out of ammo. Get up. I kick you, you're supposed to stay down. Where do we go? If you get lost, you can always use the mini-map. Serious Sam, Churtka? Remember Serious Sam? Serious Sam was an attempt to bring back the old school shooter. Oh wait, no, this is not the one. I never actually played it myself, though. I heard positive things about it. It was kind of like a budget title, though. Wait, I'm missing a key. Here we go. And that's the We'll watch a little bit of the monster infighting. Just kill them. Only played multiplayer co-op. It was all the time the same. Hordes running at you, gameplay-wise, it's not comparable to Doom or Quake, really. Yeah, it looked a little simplistic to me. Like, it looked like a budget title, and it was a budget title. gore is there, but that's not the spirit. And maybe one day I'll check it out. There's probably a good old games version of it. Fight everyone. Shoot him while he's down. Okay, there we go. Rip and tear mode. Every time you do this, you gain some health back too. So not only does it look cool, it's also practical. This part might be, I might know this part. Very risky for me to stand near this barrel. Oh boy. Fuckers! All you die! Are they all dead yet? So many pieces of them. Look at all the little giblets. Giblets. Oh, here we go. Barbecue. You can actually light people on fire in this game, but I don't have the right weapon for it. Hard time is 3 minutes. Yeah, there are people that speedrun this game. Unfortunately, there's a lot of purists in the Doom community who don't like brutal Doom because they're idiots. Apparently, fun is a problem for them. Brutal Doom is not just any old mod. It's the mod that revitalized Doom. I mean, just look at it. It's amazing. Hey, X-Infected. I decided to stream Doom instead of StarCraft. I think this is more fun to watch. that's okay with you, X Infected. Yeah, this is Doom. And music is great. Like I said, this is enhanced music, but it's still good. This is the thing is with Brutal Doom, like they add a lot more difficulty levels, but I'm playing it on the second hardest. That's normally it's ultra violence. Second hardest. Nightmare is the hardest, but enemies respawn, so that's not what I want to do. Oh good, we have grenades actually. Just throw a grenade. I keep forgetting that I have grenades. Brutal Doom adds grenades, but I forget that I have them sometimes. Yeah, this game predates Duke Nukem 3D, but this is a mod of the original Doom. So the original Doom did not look like this. One of these days I will stream the original Doom so you can see how different it is. This version is much more violent and the graphics are much better, but that's mostly because of the source port. But yeah, I mean there's more frames of animation. Everything is much smoother. The weapon animations are super smooth. They're really choppy in the original. Parents going crazy when they saw their kids playing it, as if today's kids grown up. Oh, there's no rest for Doom Guy. Growing up a full community world can't consider what is a game and what is not. Yeah, and like honestly, this game, even with the gore mods on, because like it's so over the top, it's so fantastical that it's really not. Okay, we got the rocket launcher. It's really not that bad compared to games today, because the gore is so over the top and it's so like cartoonish. You know, it's kind of like Kill Bill. You know, like it's too fake. But it's still awesome. You know, like Mortal Kombat. Like Mortal Kombat, like had so much blood in it. Like it was so over the top. Oh, all right. Time for you losers to go. Damn it! I still have my rocket launcher? Whoops. Blowing yourself up with the rocket launcher was one of the novel concepts that they introduced in this game too, by the way. Let me see. Fuckers. Yeah, there's a big outcry about this game at the time, because video games were still relatively new and they still had a reputation of being for kids, so they were stupid about it. They thought, oh, it can't be exposed to violence. Fuck! Whoa. Little did they know that violence persists in reality whether you have violent video games or not. Violent video games do not make people violent. Well, yeah, but you'll admit that video games didn't really grow up with But Churtka, you got to keep in mind that before the 1990s, video games were still intended for children mostly. You will admit that in the 90s and onward, did video games grow up with people and then became more mature. This is mostly because graphics simply weren't capable of depicting, you know, realistic or violent themes back then. So in the 1990s, that's when they grew up. So video games still were relatively new. I'm still gonna maintain that. Yes, technically it was over a decade old, but how many people were playing video games in the 1970s compared to, you know, how many there were later on? Not a lot. It was still kind of a niche thing, you know. Mostly for kids, and still, it was still seen at the time as being intended for kids. Okay, there it is. There's the blue key. Saving is for pink unicorns. In a speedrunning setting, you have to do it on a single segment, meaning no saves, no deaths, or anything. But even people who speedrun the game in a marathon setting, like you can watch a speedrun of this game on GDQ, they save all the time. These guys are trying to sneak up behind me. Yeah, video games didn't really become considered acceptable for adults until probably the 2000s. The 90s are when they grew up, and that's when all the controversy happened. You know, then there were like Senate hearings on violence in video games. You know, there was nothing like that in the 80s or 70s, right? You know that. It was only in the 90s, and then that's when they grew up, and then in the 2000s, really only until relatively recently have they been considered acceptable for adults. Or maybe I should say relatively recently they become like mainstream to the point of where like everyone plays video games. You know. And especially girls, you know. Back in the day there just weren't a lot of pretty girls that played video games, I'll just be honest with you. There were girls that played video games back then, but they were not pretty. I'm sorry to say. But these days, you get a lot more pretty girls playing games, which is good. I'll admit, probably has something to do with the fact that you can now live stream and see pretty girls playing games, and maybe a lot of them are doing it for attention. I don't know, but I'm sure there's plenty of them that just enjoy playing games. Oh. Fuckers. Alright, that should be good. Yeah, the game kinda gets a little choppy when there's a lot of blood and gore laying all over the place. Alright, this is the final level of episode 1. Shit. Not much left, is there? Alright, so the boss of this game is going to be 2 Barons of Hell. Thank you, Trip. Let's see. I can use the chain gun against them. BBQ, get the BBQ sauce. Thank you, Ex-Infected. Alright, here are the Barons of Hell. These guys become like kind of like normal enemies later on. There's a lot of spectres here. Let's get our buddy. Run out of here. Got him. What the hell? What? What happened? These walls are supposed to come down. Don't tell me this is a bug. Is this a bug? These walls are supposed to come down after you kill the 2 Barons. Oh great. This is a bug, it's gotta be. Alright, let's try blowing them up instead then. Maybe it wants me to blow them up. Can't use a rocket launcher at close range. Just bad idea. Kind of weaken them up a little bit. So I have enough ammo to do it. Alright. Definitely what I wanted to do. No, well, I mean, you could, but you would blow yourself up. Oh, thank you, Churka. You want to see me play a strategy game? Oh, I was gonna play StarCraft. See, I don't get this. This is weird. This is not supposed to happen. Yeah, we might stream StarCraft tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know why this is happening. Kill these guys. There should be some more rocket launcher. Well, no, that's shotgun ammo. This is strange. So what kind of strategy games do you like, Churtka? The other strategy game I could stream is Warcraft 3. I really like that game. try blowing them up this time. If this doesn't work, we're gonna have to use glitch. Okay, that works. Yeah, you had to blow. I don't know why. It's a glitch. In the original Doom, you don't have to do that. In fact, you can't. You can't blow things up like that. But I guess the game doesn't consider them dead in Brutal Doom unless they are blown up. Alright, good. And using cheats. Yeah, the other strategy game I could try later is FTL. That might be good. Yeah, so you get teleported into an area which will damage you even if you have invincibility. And the death is intentional. That's how you beat the episode. Once you beat the big badasses and clean out the moon base, you're supposed to win, aren't you? Where is your fat reward and ticket home? What the hell is this? It's not supposed to end this way. It stinks like rotten meat, but looks like the lost demo space. Looks like you're stuck on the shores of hell. The only way out is through. To continue the Doom experience, play the Shores of Hell and its amazing sequel, Inferno. 4X, another turn-based hex field strategy, Age of Wonders 3, Endless Legend, Civ, Sins of Solar Empire, and so on. Okay. I never played any of the Civilization games, but I did play Alpha Centauri. The only thing is I can't get it working in windowed mode. I'll try, because I would love to play Alpha Centauri. Alpha Centauri is very similar to Civilization, so if you like Civ, you should like Alpha Centauri. But maybe I'll try one of the Civilization games as well. I love this music, this ending theme music. Alright, next episode. Yeah, by the way, you can have a classic mode in Brutal Doom, but here are the other difficulty modes in Brutal Doom. They actually add more. This is supposed to be the second hardest, Ultra Violence in regular Doom, but it adds like 4 more, and it's a little bit too hard. There are a total of 4 episodes. Originally, it was not like that. Originally, there were just 3 episodes. They added the 4th episode when they made a retail version of this game. And you might be wondering, well, what do you mean retail version? Back in the day, id Software was a small company, very small. Just started by a couple of guys, and they were not very big at all. So, their games were not sold in stores. You had to order them through mail order. And they teamed up with Shady Apogee and some other publishers to help get their games. Episode 1 was shareware, exactly, yeah. They teamed up with some other people to get their games, packaged and stuff like that. It was on floppy disk, yeah. The original was. Eventually, when it went retail, they did make a CD version. So... Fucking hell. Yeah, so Doom 2 was actually the first game they released a boxed version for. And then Doom 2 is what made Doom blow up in popularity. It wasn't actually Doom 1. Although Doom 1 was really popular, especially the shareware version, as Church mentioned. So most people didn't even play the other episodes because only the shareware version was free. And the only way to get it was through mail order. Let's be honest, mail orders suck ass. So you can buy it in stores. Doom 2, though, it finally got big enough that they could make a retail package version of Doom 2 that was sold in stores. And then after the success of Doom 2, which was hugely successful, then they re-released Doom 1 as the Ultimate Doom and added a 4th episode to Doom 1. It's called Die Flesh Consumed. And there's the first appearance of the Kako Demon. The Kako Demon, anyone who's ever played Dungeons & Dragons, which I have not, but if you have, you might be familiar with a similar looking monster. They literally took the head off of that monster and they made it the Kako Demon. So that's why in Doom 3 and the new Doom, that's why the Kako Demon looks so different to avoid any, like, trademark infringement stuff. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, episode 1 was shareware, and they actually encouraged people to copy it and to spread it around. The other 2 versions were, not shareware. The other 2 episodes. And this is episode 2. So Doom 2 made a number of enhancements. I mean, it was basically the same game, but it took the same graphics, and they added a lot more in terms of enemies, and really adding more enemies and adding the super shotgun made all the difference. Yeah, everyone had it. Except for me. Because I didn't have any buddies who would give me Doom, sad news. And I'm out of ammo, wow. This is bad. Oh wait, we have ammo here. So yeah, Doom 2 added the double-barreled shotgun. They call it the super shotgun, which really helps balance out the weapon variety, because it basically gives you the punch of a rocket launcher up close, which is vital for taking care of some of the more powerful enemies. It was actually even more powerful than, a single shotgun fired twice. They beefed it up quite a bit. And they added a whole slew of new enemies. Most notably, they added some variations of the existing enemies. Music and game trading was my icebreaker during my whole school time. Yeah, you were probably into the whole computer crowd. Unfortunately for me, most of my peers were not into computer games. Sad times indeed. First appearance of the Lost Soul. And we're almost out of ammo. This is not good at all. Yeah, they made some variations on existing enemies, like the Baron of Hell. They added the Hell Knight, which is a lot more balanced. Okay, we have no ammo. This is shitty. Okay, we got some ammo. Come on, do some infighting. Jeez. These guys, they never infight. Fuckers. gonna have to... It's just too many enemies. You can't even kill them all. Hold on. This wouldn't be so bad if I had either the chainsaw or rip and tear mode, but I don't have either. So we're gonna have to just kind of punch the shit out of these guys. Just be like a little smart with the ammo. Come on. Fuck, what the hell's going on? Like these this is a glitch. Okay, there we go. Ah! Fuck! Never told my beginning story. Started programming in 1982, 86, joined a cracking crew. Wrote intros for cracked games until 92, then I became open source developer due to the death of the Amiga. There you go. Here's the origin story of Churtka. So when in 92, how old were you? I mean, you still must have been a young guy in 92, so you're about 10 years older than me in 92. I mean, you must have been in your teens in 92, right? Or at least somewhere around there. Shit. Here we go. Let's save here. Start programming with 9. At 9, join the Crackers at 13, Game Series at 19. Start programming at 9. I did a little bit of programming back in the day on my color computer too. I took some computer science classes in high school. Actually did Turbo Pascal. I was okay in programming 1, programming 2. That's when it became clear to me that programming was not for me. But I still tried to stick with it, and I tried to do programming in college. And I took a C++ programming class, and yeah, that was the end of my programming career at that point. But I still know the basics to this day. Alright. It's not the ideal way of killing these assholes, but it does work. C64 without games, no data storage, 5 magazines and basic manual. So you have to code all your games from scratch. That's crazy. X-Infected, can you imagine coding your own video games? I don't know if anyone remembers Clarissa Explains It All. Oh, here we go. Why didn't I get this sooner? Rip and tear mode. There was this stupid TV show on Nickelodeon called Clarissa Explains It All. And like one of the weird things is that like she would program her own video games. That was like her thing. And this was during a time when, you know, computers were still not mainstream at all. good shape. I'll still kind of use this melee since we have it. Yeah, I'm sure no one's heard of Clarissa Explains It All. But that's what I used to watch back in the day on Nickelodeon. It was so unrealistic how she would like program her own games. Like she would programming in like 2 seconds. Like, give me a break. No one, not even Churtka, can program a game in 2 seconds. It's like, oh, I'm gonna program a video game, yay! My friend Mainframe, Tatsu Mainframe, yeah, he's working on making a game himself. He's a programmer as well. He has like a little team and they're working on making a game. Oh! Who's killing me? Oh. Alright, this is... we gotta go this way. Alright, I think we have enough now, sort of. Just for some energy cells, but I don't see the plasma rifle. There it is. Got the plasma rifle. Alright, good. We're in good shape now. Let me think. Okay, this is the way. Those crushing things, by the way, this was really novel at the time. There was no other game that had stuff like that before. Those kind of environmental hazards. Very cool. Intermission music. Can't get enough of intermission music. Well, there it is. Damn. Oh, I can't move. I'm totally stuck. Okay, good. He'll help us kill things. Help. Nearly everything during the years. Invented an own CPU, wrote an emulator for it. Invented my own machine language, assembler, compiler, wrote an AI, fully automates logistic processes, developed a console from scratch with hardware, own BIOS, own operating system, including kernel drivers for 8 3D engines, encryption network. That's amazing. I wish I had your talents, Tristan. I always wanted to be a programmer. I couldn't do it. It just wasn't for me. All those D-backs. Let's try our new plasma rifle. Walking with your dog. Got a little burned out on all the programming. Yeah, you should make it like a. You should work at a video game studio or something. I'm sure they could use your talents. I mean, if I could program, that's where I would want to work, at a video game company. Probably try to apply at some game studio in Japan and move to Japan. I'm sure Germany's a good place to live in too, though. But America kind of fucking sucks. Best 500 in 2002. Oh, nice. Congratulations. So what's stopping you from just joining a... I mean, you love video games. What's stopping you from joining a game studio and making some games? We have 2 Space Marines now. Look at this. Like I said, these guys are not normally in the added that. Original Doom, you're on your own, but you can't play co-op. Burned out, reached all my goals. Time for another life. Yeah, I hear you. But did you ever work on a video game at all? You never did work on a video game, did you? Alright, there we go. They added in Brutal Doom, your buddies will So yeah, I do have the new Doom on the PS4, so I will stream that one of these days. I still haven't beaten it actually, but after I beat it, then I'll definitely stream it. On the game itself, you need Telltale graphic guy at least, yeah. That's what I should have done. I should have been a graphic guy. Because that doesn't require programming. But I do have some art skills, or at least I used to. Programming a lot of game technology. Technology makes no game. Let's see, how do I do this part? I just leave. What are we doing here?
I got your back, man. Don't worry.
Here we go. These guys, they have lines from movies. These Space Marine guys, like they'll have like banter, and their banter is like taken from some movies. Kind of funny. this? Just back here. Let's see, let's try and look around here. Oh, there's another Doom guy right there. Okay, this one's just go. Don't want to kill my own guy. He helps out.
I got your back, man.
Rip and tear. How do I get through? I don't get it. There is nothing here.
You guys think we're gonna make it out of this at all?
Over there? Yeah, maybe. This brings me to the other side. There's nothing there. This way, yeah.
You seen those flying skulls, man? Damn, it's some creepy shit.
Here we go. So much for the Baron. Episode 4 is by far the hardest. Okay, got it.
Ain't frosty.
In fact, it's one of the hardest episodes because there really isn't a lot of ammunition.
When I start to turn, I'll let you shoot.
Okay. Let me get the other Marine. Alright, where do we go? We need to find the blue door. Okay, I see it. Go straight and then hang a right. Make short work of those guys.
You guys think we're gonna make it out of this at all?
Yeah, so the original Doom is very different. There is a way to play it in its purest form, so to speak.
You seen those flying skulls, man? Damn, it's merch.
How do I get out of here?
You seen those flying skulls, man?
It's called Chocolate Doom. The reason why it's called Chocolate Doom is because the original Doom is called Vanilla Doom. That refers to the fact that it's like plain vanilla. The heads, those are lost souls. So yeah, then you got Chocolate Doom. Chocolate Doom is a source port which aims to be as authentic as possible to the original Doom. So one of these days I'll play that. And you can compare and contrast, you know, just how different, how much better this version is. Because it is a lot better. There we go. Yeah, these are lost souls. In Doom 3, they made the Lost Souls terrible.
Sarge, got some ammo back there. Here, have some.
I could stream Doom 3 one day if anyone's interested in watching it. I thought it was okay, but it has no replayability, and it was very disappointing. because they tried to make the game too much like Resident Evil for the GameCube. Like I just got the feeling that they played Resident Evil for the GameCube and they're like, wow, this is great. We gotta make our game like this. But they missed the point of Doom. Doom is not a survival horror game. It's action first-person shooter. Oh, these guys, these are the Kako Demons. You're talking about these guys? Yeah, I was talking a little bit about the Kako Demons before. They actually took a monster from Dungeons and Dragons, from the monster manual. They took its head and they just literally made it into the Kako Demon. So that's why they changed its design in all the other games. It was always about... What am I doing? I should just use this. Always about understanding technology. It was never to achieve recognition or money or to please someone. These were nice side effects. It was all passion. So you can get good in something you do or let it. Yeah, it's always important to... I mean... Loving your work is the key to happiness. If you can love what you do, then you'll be happy for the rest of your life. If you love your job, you'll be happy for the rest of your life. Assuming you don't lose your job, which can happen. Yeah, this is bad. I was trying to get him with the chainsaw. Not the best idea. Oh, he already killed him. Thank you for that, Doom guy. I think this is the way. There's the exit. I'm good. How do we exit? Let's see. Yeah, if you ever worked on a video game and programmed... Oh, I see it. There it is, okay. If you ever worked on a video game, I'm sure you would... And it was a video game that you wanted to make, like a roguelike, Metroidvania maybe. I'm sure you would love that. Love working on it. Here we go. There is that thing. I don't know how to get though. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Okay, I'm back. To get something like that on the run, you can ensure a good game worth the effort that has a fair chance of paying out for everyone. You would need at least 4 to 5 people for 1 to 3 years of dedicated work. You have to count on them, and you have to make clear contracts at the very beginning. Right. Yeah. Thank you, X-Infected. Yeah, you're right. A good game does need enough time, and people need to be compensated in order to make a really quality game. I recommend people check out the development of Sonic Mania, because that's exactly what Jertka just described. That it was a passion. It was a passion for those people. They wanted to make the best Sonic game, and they did it. They made the best Sonic game in decades. Thank you, Jertka. Yeah, there's some pretty good videos that show how it was made. Look at all these pentagrams. These morons are getting in the way. They do make quick work out of the demons. Yeah, these guys are there. They're just cleaning them up. I would love to make a 2D game of some kind. Basically, kind of like that game that I posted on Discord. Something similar to that, like a hack and slash, Metroidvania. That'd be amazing. It came out today and used a shitty online DRM. Oh, it does? Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't get the I did not get the PC version. I got the PS4 version. Yeah, hopefully the PC version is just as good. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's just as good as the console version. Yeah, it took a little longer for it to come out in console. Oh, excuse me, PC. But I'm glad it is on PC. Ah, shit. What happened to my buddies? Aim for the head. Do bonus damage. PS4 DRM needs to be online every 24 hours? No, that's not true. For the game? Or for the console itself? That was how Xbox One was originally going to be. I think you got it confused. The PS4 has no such online DRM. The Xbox One was originally going to have a 24-hour check-in, but they got rid of that due to a lot of negative backlash. Yeah, but the Xbox One was going to have that, but they took it out. It only has I think you have to authenticate it once online. Yeah, there's no PS4 DRM. It's correct. Thankfully. If there was, that would be a deal breaker for me. Good. Rip and tear mode. With that said, there actually was a game on the PS3 which had an always online DRM. It was Bionic Commando Rearm 2. That you have to be online in order to play it, and it has no multiplayer component. So that's bullshit. What happens if Xbox did stick with their DRM? It wouldn't have been pretty. There were a lot of people who refused to buy the system because of that DRM policy. Oh shit. Damn it, I hate it when that happens. Like, you're supposed to throw the lost soul at enemies, but it doesn't work so well when you're up close. Oh, well, I mean, they got rid of the DRM policy, thankfully. It does have a one-time... I heard it has a one-time only online authentication thing. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I heard. Maybe. I mean, the Xbox One is weaker than the PS4, and it doesn't have enough exclusives, or any for that matter. I think that's mostly the reason why it's not doing as well as the PS4. I know that's the reason why I didn't get it. Xbox One is weaker, has worse graphics, and the exclusives on it aren't up to snuff. Biggest complaint about that DRM is it's cracked since 2014, uses a lot of performance, 10 command, copyright check encrypts itself in memory every second. Just caused 3 hit 2 and ran shitty due to that. Oh really? DRM can cause performance issues, huh? That explains some things. Yeah, DRM is bullshit. Because no matter what, you can... pirates are gonna figure out how to pirate it anyway. So you're just hurting the people who are legitimately buying it. Who likes DRM? There actually was a petition to reinstate the online, always online thing for Xbox One. Can you believe that? Some really dumb people. We want the constant online chatting. Yeah. Well, you guys are idiots. Weapon I have against this stupid thing. What if you have no internet? Then you're fucked. You're totally fucked. That was the biggest criticism about it. Like, they would ask Microsoft, like, what do you... So then what do you do if you don't have internet? And their best response... There were like 2 responses. One was that you could tether it to your phone and use your 4G. So that means you have to have 4G. The other is you just get an Xbox 360 instead. Not a very good response. It was a PR disaster for Microsoft. Oh, Don got fired? Really? Yeah, and it just didn't make sense, because like at some point it might make sense if... Look, it makes sense for MMO, right? Because you have to be online anyway. That I don't mind, because it's an MMO. But for offline content, no. You can't do that. People are not going to accept that shit. Alright, here's the exit. Don't have the best health in the world, but... Could have said if you have no internet, then go and fuck yourself. It would have been just as it would have gone over just as well if he said that. Yeah, that did not go over so well. Look at all my dudes. I have like, how many do I have? 5? Yeah, I'm not doing so well on ammo. I think part of the problem is I never got the ammo bag. Okay, good. We got some more health. And we got full health now. Perfect. Okay. But yeah, that's why I like Good Old Games. Because Good Old Games has no DRM. I love Good Old Games, and they make all the classic games run on modern operating systems. I love them. I love them. Play this game cooperatively with someone one day. That would be a lot of fun. Okay, we need the red key. Oh, finally, ammo bag. Looking everywhere for this thing. I have so many Marines following me around. Behind you, dude. So there is a more brutal version of this mod. It's more over the top. It's called Project Brutality. So if your philosophy is more is better, then I recommend checking out Project Brutality as well. In my opinion, this game is better, this mod's better because it's more balanced. But Project Brutality can be fun too. But I think this is overall the best. I mean, it has such a good balance between the enemies and the weapons. It doesn't go too... It goes over the top, but not too over the top, you know? There are some mods that give you just totally imbalanced weapons. Pretty much everything is imbalanced. And when you have imbalanced weapons, it really does kill the fun eventually, because you're running around with weapons that are too powerful. My buddy died. died for nothing. He died in vain. Okay. Let's see. Here's night vision, which just makes everything look green and nasty. This is not how night vision originally looked like. Originally, night vision would just take off the dark sectors. But in this source port, you can just remove them via options menu. They did remove that feature in the latest version of GZ Doom, though, much to my chagrin. I was not happy about that. Yellow key now. My wrist. My wrist is hurting because I'm keeping my laptop on, not my laptop, my keyboard is on my lap. And sometimes the wrist bends in a way that is not the way it should bend, and it gets a little sore. Alright, let's see. Maybe over here somewhere. Stupid night vision. When is this night vision gonna turn off? Holy crap. This night vision sucks. I'm killing all these cool demons and all I'm seeing is green blob, green blob. Lasts way too long. Okay, good. Look. Whole lineup of D-bags. Get the night vision. It sucks. Oh man. Worst time to reload. Okay. He's dead. He didn't last long. Trolled me. Oh boy. Holding off and getting the soul sphere. So I want to increase my health as much as I can. Oh, let's see, it's dead. Okay, good. Or I can grab it. Because this will only give you 100 extra points no matter what your health is. And it'll boost it over 100%. So it'll give me 175 now. Whereas with conventional health, it'll only boost it up to 100. Okay, let's get out of here. map works well in the original Doom, but sometimes if you play user mods, sometimes the level design is just too obtuse because it goes all over the place, and the map really does not help. Like if you ever played Plutonia 2, yeah, it goes everywhere. I mean, already here, it's kind of weird. Oh boy. Let's get out of here. Oh, man. There we go.
So far,
This is invincibility. So hooray! Run around with the chainsaw. This blue carpet was always weird for me in Doom. Like, why is there blue carpet in the space base on Mars? Very weird blue carpet. It's like a blue carpet. This room looks cool. You like it? You like the blue carpet? Blue carpeting? So when you get a place of your own, you're gonna lay down some blue carpet everywhere? Wow. Just died there. How do I get up there? Just lost a ton of health. Want to put blue carpet in your room? Society of American Magicians not only shares their secrets with the CIA, they're involved in the drill of secret agents and teach them since the 60s. Scandal. The Society of American Magicians? Ever since the age of the internet, the secrets of magicians is no longer a secret. You can now spoil everything. That's how information now flows. Free flow of information. Sucks for the magicians. Where do I go? bad. Alright, only 25 health. Had to let an elephant disappear. Only David Copperfield knows. Just use mirrors. I saw David Copperfield in Vegas, actually. Yeah. I saw one of his shows. It wasn't really that impressive, honestly. It's just mirrors. I like David Blaine. David Blaine, he's great. There's like a funny spoof of him on YouTube. It got really popular. Alright, we're really low in health. Okay, good. Perfect. I'm not killing them fast enough. Oh well. That's okay. That's okay. Here we go. We got invincibility. These are not quite bad by doing this. Did I boo him? No, I didn't boo him. I mean, it was something to watch. We paid money to see him. You know. Yeah. Paid money. But that was a long time ago, actually. That was like back in 2001, actually. Here we go. There's that other guy, Chris Angel. He sucks. I don't like him. Somehow he became popular. But he was just like a David Blaine ripoff for the longest time. But then he became more popular. I don't know why. Probably because he landed some TV show deals. Where do we go? This was the beginning of the level, wasn't it? Yeah, this is like the beginning of the level. They don't give enough ammo for the plasma rifle in Doom 1. Not a lot at all. That's why I don't use it too much, because you'll run out of ammo pretty quickly. But they give you so much shotgun ammo. Too much. That's why you end up using it most of the time. But I try not to. Okay, no problem. No problem, Churtka. Have a good night. Oh, here it is. Let's see. Where is this thing? Okay, I think I see it. Hey, Neil. What's up? Doom. Yep. This is Brutal Doom. We have the Brutal Doom mod on. So it's more gore, more awesomeness. Alright, here we go. How are you feeling, Neil? Feeling any better? First day of physical therapy. Been a long day. I see. So what do you get physical therapy for? It's not for the flu, right? Your leg? Have some leg problems? Oh, okay, back issues, I see. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, back issues can be the worst. Here we go, there's the gold key. Sometimes I get neck problems. If I sleep on it wrong, if I sleep on my neck wrong, then I can be in like terrible pain for like weeks. First step towards actual recovery. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I wish you the best of luck with that. Hopefully you'll get that sorted out. Good, got the red key. How do I get to it? It's like a big labyrinth here. Have I played this before? Yeah. Yeah, I grew up with Doom when I was a kid. And I played, even as an adult, I played Brutal Doom all the time. I love it. How do I get through this thing? But it's hard to remember exactly how to get through these levels because they can be kind of labyrinthian. It just kind of comes with the territory. Alright, here we go, I think. Wolfenstein 3D. Okay, cool. Yeah. That was id Software's one of the first FPS games. Technically, Catacombs 3D came out before it. Yeah. Alright, there we got it. Tower of Babel. Okay, here we go. Here's the boss. You guys ready? This is gonna be the Cyber Demon, the first appearance of the Cyber Demon. We'll let him have it with the plasma rifle. The Brutal Doom version of the Cyber Demon is much harder. So, be ready for that. There he is. Rockets. They hurt as much as ours do. Whoa. We do not want to be hit by any of those rockets. Pieces of it left. No, in Brutal Doom you can find Space Marines to help you out, but you can play this cooperatively though. Yeah, you can do it via LAN or you can also use NetPlay. Yeah, that was an AI, but you can play this cooperatively, and there's also deathmatch. This game coined deathmatch. You've done it. The hideous cyber demon lord that ruled the lost Deimos moon base has been slain, and you are triumphant. But where are you? You clamber to the edge of the moon and look down to see the awful truth. Deimos floats above hell itself. You never heard of anyone escaping from hell, but you'll make the bastards sorry they ever heard of you. Quickly you rappel down to the surface of hell. Now it's on to the final chapter of Doom Inferno. And there it is. That's... See, back in the day, they didn't really know that much about the moons of Mars. There was Phobos and Deimos, but in real life, Phobos and Deimos are really small. They're basically the size of an asteroid. Hey, Tatsu mainframe. Doom. That's what everyone's saying. Doom. You actually caught me right at the end. I'm gonna close up for tonight. I'm a little tired. Yeah. Hey, Tatsu. So, Tatsu, we're gonna be just streaming like a couple of small games for the next couple of days, and then we're gonna be jumping into what's it called? Beyond Good and Evil. Maybe next week-ish, I want to say. More chaos. Don't worry, we'll be streaming this again tomorrow. So we beat the first 2 episodes, so we'll beat the last 2 episodes tomorrow. Oh, no problem, Tatsu. So I want to thank everyone for streaming with me. Thank you so much. It's an honor and a pleasure. And hope to see you all again tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.